Priscilla, how was your weekend? The guys were telling me what did they do, what they did. What about you?
It's a good weekend. I go to the shopping
Hmm.
and I can relax. I try forget my routine studying. It's
Hmm.
so nice.
What about you, Igor?
Well, my week was a little bit busy because actually my week started Sunday because I work Sunday at night, and yesterday was a little bit hard because I had so much sleep. I think this word sleep so, and
Hmm.
I almost fallen down to the floor. I think it's this, and it was really really hard.
Hmm.
That's it.
Very nice, guys. So now we're live on YouTube. Okay. I'm just gonna introduce myself and explain a little bit how it works here, and more because Emanuele, it's her first time here ever. So I'm just gonna say a little bit how it works. I'm Mel. I'm from São Paulo. I like to study languages, and I like to, I don't know, to ride a bike, to go to the shopping mall too, and that's it, I think. So, guys, I'm not a teacher. Okay, I'm not gonna teach you anything. I'm just a student, just like you guys. And I'm not gonna teach you anything, but you guys are gonna learn a lot from here because of the conversation, the way we express ourselves. So that's the best point here to be, because we can learn a lot from in different ways, okay, in different situations. So now we have five here. I think we can stay like this, or do you guys want to split the rooms? I think that's okay,
For
being
me, it's
five.
okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna send you the questions so we can start. But first of all, I want to know a little bit more about you guys. Clinton, can you start introducing yourself for us?
Okay, hello guys. Good morning. My name is Clinton Brito. I live in Aracaju, Sergipe, and I'm 31 years old. I'm married. I have a lot of pets. Not a lot of pets compared to others, but four in a 80-meter square apartment. It's something. Um, I'm not working at the moment. I am transitioning career from the financial market. I worked in the financial market for 6 years, and I been studying software development for the past year and a half. And in my free time, I like to stay home, watch TV series, movies, live sports, and I also like to practice sports. So I think that's it.
Nice to meet you. What about you,
Nice to meet you.
Priscilla?
Hello, everyone. My name is Priscila. I live in Petrópolis, Rio de Janeiro State. I have a degree in business administration, but nowadays I studying about quality assurance. I changed my career. I'm involved in a voluntary project for to improve my skills. I like so much learning in English. I practice Spanish too on a talk. Let me see. In my free time, I like watching movies, series, walk my dog, practice yoga. Today is so cold in my city. I like drink hot chocolate, coffee. Yeah, I think it's this about me.
Very nice. So, what about you, Igor? Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Hello, guys. Good morning. I'm Igor. I'm 27 years old. I live in Mogi das Cruzes. Paulo. Nowadays, I work as a uh, as a control inspector from a laboratory of a diaper company. Nowadays, I will do another graduate in business management, like my friend Priscilla here. I'd like to ask a questions for Priscilla. She said she uh, work in a volunteer job. What type of work? What type of volunteer do you do?
Yeah, I participated na Lab Júnior, sou júnior,
Mm-hmm.
and Pipoca Ágil, and I participated na QA Coders. It's my first contact with quality assurance. It's a training, and I can put in practice, yeah, like a laboratory. In this case, about the care coders, I put in the chat the names for you. It's
I
amazing space. Go ahead.
I have some kind of interview today with Soul Junior project. So I don't know it's the same project, but
Yeah, I participated in a project. Have a product about oh my God, condominiums. Yeah, something like that, for to have a good relation with people living in apartment, and the team development create this. In this case, I'm a scrum master, yeah, but in Pipoca Ágil and QA coders, I'm a quality assurance, but it's so nice
nice.
platforms.
Very nice, guys. That's so good. You guys could just talk a little bit about it, everybody. And what about you, Emanuele? Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Emanuele. I am 21 years old. I'm from Santa Catarina, Concórdia. Is teacher, how to say fazenda in English? I forgot.
Fazer? Do?
Fazenda,
Farm.
farm. Yes, I am living a farm in Santa Catarina, and I am work with marketing. Uh, just me, so I don't work in a corporation. Um, I think is this the best about me.
Okay, very nice. So, Emanuele, you said you would like to just be more, um, just listen, maybe. But do you want to answer the questions? Is it okay for you? Or do you want not to do that?
It's okay for me. I forgot some words, but if you can help me,
No, that's okay.
oh,
We are here
okay,
to help.
okay for me.
Okay. So, guys, here's a safe place to everybody. We can make mistakes. We can say something's wrong, and I'm not gonna correct you, but after on YouTube you can review this conversation, so you guys can just get a point. Okay, I should have said that, so now I know what I should have said, and for you to improve your English, your perspective, and everything. Okay. If you guys, Emanuele and Igor, could just open your camera, that would be awesome to see you guys. So let's start with the question number one. What are the primary challenges faced by rapidly growing urban areas? What do you think about it, Priscilla? About the question number one.
Well, I think it have some challenge like traffic and the pollution, air. I think it's so difficult to manage that. Yeah, especially when I think about pollution. Yeah, because I have a lot of cars, a lot of I forgot these vehicles in the street, and of course have pollution too. And in um, um, growing urban areas, it's so hard to have a control. I think depends. I think in my city, for example, uh, the the traffic is so hard. Some periods, it's impossible to maintain pension sometimes. And the pollution, it's not good. I consider my city is a little city. When I compare, for example, in Rio de Janeiro city, it's so intense, the traffic and the pollution. I can see in the, I forget this, cell, yeah. And I think some problem happen this because the public, oh my God, I forgot the name, veículos públicos, né? Something like that. It's not good, and because that the people prefer, if I have money, buy a car or use Uber, for example, and I avoid using others options. Yeah, and because that grow a lot the traffic, and these problems grow, my opinion. Yeah, I think it's a some challenge, pollution and traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you that I live in São Paulo, in the capital, so I think the same thing. I see it almost every day. And if you wanna go, just I don't know, on something like I don't know at the supermarket, maybe you get the traffic and many cars around, and all of you see all these points, and you see that it's not something in common. It's something it's everywhere basically. So what about you, Igor? What do you think about it? The first question.
Well, I think when the people create and building their houses or any building, they tend to create something that doesn't have any visual. I how can I say? The appearances of the house. I think everybody doesn't deserve doesn't realize that they will construct something that the I don't know. Oh my God, I have the words in my mind, but I don't know how to express this in English. Uh, they use all the walk side instead of uh, they they let more space for people uh, pass. You know, for example, walk side is too small that no one can pass it. It's bad because, for example, in front of my house, there's a pole uh, in the middle of the walk side, and you don't walk above the walk sides and to go to streets, then maybe to be maybe being hit with the car or something like that. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
very nice. That's another point of view that he said. And what about you, Clinton? Do you agree with Igor? What do you think?
Yeah. While you were answering the question, I was uh, thinking about what you said, and something I would add to this topic. It's about the lack of quality of public transportation. Um, because people prefer to use their own cars, instead of using public transportation because of the quality of public transportation. I was reading an article just like 10 days ago, maybe, about the difference between São Paulo metro and London metro trains line. So in London, basically you have about 600, if I'm not wrong, 600 kilometers of train lines, and in São Paulo you have something like 400. But São Paulo has more than the double of population. So and also London has much more train stations. So basically you have more stations per neighbors than in São Paulo. So it's so problematic today to improve train lines, because nowadays it's more it's much more expensive to buy large areas to construct train stations, and this is bothers everyone around when you are having some kind of construction like this magnitude. So uh, it's very challenging to improve public transportation, and I am talking about specific train lines because it's the best way. It works so well in Europe in general. So um, yeah, I was reading this article and comparing London's situation with São Paulo, and some people could say, London has some old uh, infrastructure, so it's not so good as you are saying, but it's much more easier to uh, maintain something that are already constructed than build something from scratch. So uh, yeah, this is for me the key point about how challenging it is to live in urban areas, especially in metropolis, because public transportation is a key. Because when you have solid public transportation, especially train lines, you can live more far than the place where you work, but at the same time you have the possibility to get there in just less than 30 minutes, because it's so efficient, trains in general. So yeah, I would say more. There are surely more points about the challenge of urban areas, but for me this is the most important one.
Very nice. Another point of view. And what about you, Emanuele? What do you think about it?
Yes, I mainly I agree mainly Priscilla, because the traffic is horrible. For example, now I am moving to Florianopolis, and 8 p.m. or 6 8 a.m. or 6 p.m. the traffic is horrible, is very hard, and the biggest problem is the people because the people have many cares, and sometimes one or two, three cares for family. So is a big problem. I have a friend, my friend who lives in Nashville, and he said there in something neighborhoods don't have calçadas for people, only roads for cars, and this make a big this is a big problem because something people make how to say obese teacher obese I forgot.
Obese, I don't really know.
Yes, I think yes, but
Obese.
this is a big problem because the people accustomed so don't walk much just by car. The obesity is a big problem in big countries.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think in the USA, it's even more, right? I don't know. There are many programs, at least that I see sometimes that I watch, and they have this problem just by eating fast food all the time. They don't have the like the
Yes.
food that we have here, so they eat more like that. That's another point. So let's move on to the next question. Clinton, can you read and answer the question number 2?
How can cities balance the need for expansion with the preservation of green spaces? So easy to answer that. I think maybe the good possibility to preservation green spaces. Maybe it varies when you compare different countries because, for example, United States land is not a problem because that's why mainly because people have a strong culture of having cars, and this is a problem for them. And Emmanuel said good because it has a lot of implications, like you are moving less in general, your body, and you get more weight easily. But for them, it's easy to solve this problem. You could note that there aren't much tall buildings in cities in general, like here in Brazil or in some other places, because they can build regular houses there, and it's okay. You get your car and you go to where you want to go, and you have a strong, very solid infrastructure based on roads. Uh, in some kind of you could say this is good for preservation because they have a lot of land, but when you go to Europe, it's it's totally messy. It's impossible to do that because land is so trouble there. It's so they have a lot of lack of land, so they have to do more with less in housing in general. So this is a good contrast because you can maybe use some of the uh, it's complicated because I cannot say that it's working there in Europe's because housing it's the main problem of Europe. Some of the main problems, especially when you go to UK, it's even worse because there people waste more than 50% of their income just to pay a rent. So it's not working, the housing policy. It's all about housing policy because if you have green spaces, you have to build it in something that is green today to make houses for a better housing policy. But you could answer that well, maybe we could build more tall buildings, and this could work, but it's not working as well. So I actually don't have an answer. It's not good. It's not easy to solve this problem. Maybe some people would win a Nobel to solve this kind of issue.
Yeah. And Igor, do you agree with Clinton? Is it complicated to balance that, or what do you have to say about it?
Yes, I agree with it. I think it's complicated as well. Because I think first, before you need to put more trees or flowers or anything about the green space in the city, you need to track before uh, the high flow of water that the cities have when the cities when they rain, because we don't have spaces to get a lot of water from the rain, and all of the cities ended up uh, getting getting under the water, and I think everybody needs to solve this problem first. That is, in order to keep or maintain uh, that we will constructions in the future, and it doesn't worth uh, if you spend a lot of money or time in constructions, beautiful buildings, or putting trees or something like that, if you don't if you can't solve this simple problem that has in everywhere, you know that's my opinion.
Very nice. What about you, Priscilla? What do you think about it?
Oh, it's hard situation to control that. I think it's a big challenge for the government and for to manage that. Um, I think involved especially the conscientious about this, the preservation, and the people who understand the importance about it. And the opposite that, the government have a big challenge because the population is grown a lot, and maybe it sometimes it's necessary to create, for example, a new um, street, a new some like tunnels or other things, alternative for to reducing or to improve more the traffic, for example. About the construction too, about the create a lot of condominiums. Yeah, in some environment it's not good. I said that because, for example, in my city, have some locations have a lot of um, it's very arborizado, and the company buy this environment and devasted all, and create this environment for to create your emprendement. Yeah. Mm, I think it's so hard. I no have an idea how control that, because I think involved a lot of things, especially consensus, like I said before, and maybe in the future, I don't know, control the populations have I don't know, two or only two children, for example, for to reducing that. I don't know. It's so hard to have a opinion about it. I think it's a big challenge. The government have a hard problem.
Yeah, but and what do you think about it? Because I don't know, maybe nowadays I think more family, like couple, are not also I don't know, they don't intend to have a child. They most in my perspective, they the most part of the time they opt not opt they prefer to adopt an animal, a pet, a dog and a cat, I don't know. And maybe how do you see that? Like
Uh,
more because in my perspective it's like less children. So what do you think?
yeah, I think it's reducing, of course, and when I compare in the past, some family have a lot of child, and nowadays it's more intention. They adopt pets than have a children. But I think, yeah, it's reducing, yeah. But like I said, I don't know uh, what's um, what's oh my God, what options it's more effective, yeah, to maintain or to um, avoid this problem ground, yeah. I think it's hard situation, and the conscience about the people, like a simple behaviors, yeah, a simple behaviors. Um, for example, oh my God, I forget. Lixo, né? Descartes, something like that. A simple behaviors. I think it's possible, of course, step by step, to avoid some problems. Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to control that, especially when I think when I don't have a because, for example, in a big streets like, for example, Rio de Janeiro, my God, it's so it's so bad here. Some locations don't have a net yeah, don't have more.
Yeah, and also one thing that I think about it is that somebody's gonna complain about something. It doesn't matter what it is. The solution, somebody's gonna complain about it.
Yeah,
So about something.
and some
So
people, I think some people prefer nowadays, for example, live alone. Yeah, like Emmanuel said about the car. Oh, I I have a car, my husband have a car too, and I live together. But it's happened. Yeah. And
yeah,
this situation, it's a problem, yeah, because about pollution, it's more intense. Yeah. More car, more pollution.
yeah. And what do you think about it, Emanuele? Do you agree with us? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree a lot with Priscilla, mainly in about small cities. I see some companies build and the forest because of the buildings. So I believe that a solution in this case uh, have construct more green areas in condominiums. Or I see uh, that there are more commercial buildings. So, um, não tanto condomínios for people live with your husband, um, enfim, but more commercial buildings. For example, here in Concordia, the new buildings is commercial, not for living. So I think this is a big problem because the forest is in a grande scala. So I know this is a small matter compared to the world, but in case of small cities or medium cities is a big a great solution.
Yeah. That's another perspective of small and medium cities. Yeah. So, Igor, can you read and answer the question number 3? The third question.
Yes. What opportunities does urbanization present for economic growth and development? Mm, Um, I don't know what answer this question. Uh, could you can ask it for other person answer these questions, please?
Okay, no problem. What do you think about it, Priscilla?
Well, let me see. The opportunities. So, when I think about for example, big cities, yeah, of course, it's possible to have a lot of options, like to reflect in a developing economy, creating, for example, new companies, have more space for that, and of course have more opportunity to for a jobs. Let me see. Mm, I don't think about the others options, because I can imagine, for example, medium city, yeah, have a good like oh my God, I forget in Portuguese. Infrastructure for to have a specific companies. Yeah, it's impossible. Sometimes it's necessary have a big space for to create and to propose that. Yeah, I think in big cities it's good. I think because that in a big city have more opportunities, for example, like a lot of options about jobs and about the universities, for example. Yeah, because I think the infrastructure it's it's more like an organization law, but it have more, it's a space, appropriate space for to do that, and it's possible that people have more opportunity for to study, for to find a job, and of course the economy and the people have money, and of course buy, and a circle. I think it's this. I can imagine others thinking now.
No, yeah. And what you said about having more opportunities in life in general, in jobs, at work. Yeah, I agree with you because there were a few people that I met and along the way, and their dream, they were from, I don't know, another place from northeast, um, and their dream was to come to São Paulo to have more opportunities, and even from Rio de Janeiro. I met a guy who said it, and it's a big city, Rio de Janeiro. It's the all of these things that everybody thinks, but he wanted to come to São Paulo to be here because he thought here it's different, and it is. For some people it's better to come here because I don't know, they have more opportunities and it depends on the area, of course, but it can happen. And what do you think about it, Clinton?
Um, you already said about some kind of opportunities involving life in general, because when you talk about urbanization. When a city grows, it's naturally this place is getting more job opportunities. Um, there are opportunities for improving infrastructure in general. Um, I always said that I'm not feel very comfortable living in small cities because the lack of infrastructure. And for example, if you don't have a hospital nearby you, this could be a big problem. And some kind of, especially in Brazil, small cities have a poor infrastructure quality. So uh, it's tricky. It's a tricky decision to decide live in smaller areas. But I think the opportunities are very in urbanization, because I was thinking it's not a ultimate answer, but uh, if you have more people nearby concentrated in a not a megalopolis like São Paulo, but more mid in the midway, you can maybe get both um, both the advantages of these places, like good infrastructure, uh, services in general. You can go to a shopping mall, you can go to a theater, you have an airport nearby you. So this is this is something I think it's very important for any person because, for example, if you want to have access to culture, the São Paulo is the greatest place. So you you haven't any kind of the the events that happen in São Paulo in any place else, anywhere else. So um, any kind of culture show, it's happening there. So this is an implication of urbanization. We have more access to services in general. This is something I think it's important for me and for people in general. But São Paulo is not a good example. Here in Brazil, I think something like Curitiba, it's a good city thinking this midway, because a city that has a lot of these opportunities, and at the same time, eh, comparing to other cities in Brazil that they have uh, um, regular public transportation. There are good hospitals there and cultural things to do. So I think this this is a good example of what we could do in other cities here in Brazil.
Okay, very nice. And you, Emanuele, what do you think?
Yes. If I can compliment Priscilla again, I am moving to a bigger city now. Because there's better opportunities, more networking in these big countries, more events in my area. This is very important. Um, but I don't want to go to São Paulo, Rio. I don't like. I am moving for Florianopolis. I like a lot Florianopolis. Um, but I see a negative point about this is the custo de vida. The cost of vida is very expensive to live alone in the big cities and countries, enfim. But I like a lot this idea, but the cost of vida is very expensive. I think this is a negative point about this problem.
Yeah, it's different, right? I lived in Santa Catarina for like 2 years, and you can see, even though it wasn't a small city, it was a small city but developed, and you can see a little bit the difference. Not for me because I'm from São Paulo, so it wasn't really so different, but you can see the difference. It's different, and sometimes the person doesn't like another place, just like you said about São Paulo or Rio. You don't want to, you don't have no have no you don't want to go here to another of the to none of the cities or states, and that's okay because you were maybe created, um, you grew up in the small places, so you you have been in this scenario, so it's comprehensible. You got it. So guys, now that we have less than 10 minutes, I have a question for you guys. I want to know, what did you guys learn in this conversation? What did you think about it? What did you learn? Priscilla, can you start?
Yeah, so I enjoy a lot this conversation, especially about this subject. I learn different words, yeah, and the expressions, and it's so nice to discussing about it. It's a problem, especially in Brazil. It's a hard problem, and I like and I enjoy a lot to discuss about it and learning these specific words. Yeah, don't use in common normal conversation. Normal conversation. It's amazing. I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, it's a different topic, right?
Yeah.
Different. And what did you learn, Clinton?
Um, Always when I have to think about themes like this, it's challenging because I don't think about these topics even in Portuguese. So uh, of course I read some kind of these things. I said like an article I read about public transportation in London, in São Paulo. I like to I like to dive into some random stuff. But thinking and talking in English about this topic, it's nice because it's challenging. You have to use different words, vocabulary, and expressions. And I always um I'm always typing something while you are talking, like some expressions or some topics I want to talk about later. So it's something I recommend you. If you are in front of computer, you can do this. It's easy and it helps you. Uh, and yeah, I like more these specific themes than talking about random stuff and um, more about me. It's easy to talk about yourself, but not easy to talk about urbanization.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and congratulations to Emanuele. It's her first time here. It's not easy to expose yourself at this level, and
Yes.
don't be encouraged because this is a good place to improve and practice your English.
very nice. So, Emanuele, he already said, what did you learn today?
Thank you, guys. I like a lot this class. There is easy points to talk about, but don't easy for the word. um, I haven't spoken English in a long time, so it's a bit difficult for me. But this class, it was excellent. So now I peço desculpas for the wrong expressions.
No problem.
But thank you a lot for this class.
And did you have fun? How was it? Will you be here with us again? What do you think?
Sorry, teacher. I don't understand.
And did you have fun? Do you think you'll be here again with us?
Yes, of course.
Okay, very nice, guys. So I just put the survey link on the chat. If you guys can, please just leave a comment. You can say how was it, the conversation, the immersion, and you can send just like suggestions of themes if you like themes more like this, more specific themes, or if you want to talk more about um, other kind of themes, you can just send it there, okay? And if you guys want to, I have two immersions today. One right after this one at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. that is for beginners. And Emanuele, you are very welcome, just like the other guys, okay? And but specifically more for you that is new here, so we can talk a little bit more about different themes and topics, okay? So I hope to see you guys soon, and thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
Ivan.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.